All
All
right.
right.
Hey, this is Michael Rager, and you're listening to my series, Taking Business Coaching to the Next Level, here on the nationally syndicated Price of Radio Business Show. A little bit about me. I'm a business coach, and you can learn about my firm's unique model at whiteboardsandwhiskey.com. That's WHITEBOARDS, the letter N, whiskey, WHISKEY.com. Or you can find us on the priceofbusiness.com on their website. And today, my guest is a good friend of mine, Peter Fuller of Catipult. Peter, how are you today?
Hey, good. Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Well, Peter, tell us a little bit about Catapult, who it is, what they do, and why you're taking business coaching to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. I want to make sure the audience here knows how to spell it. So it's Catipult.ai. So that's the website. It is spelled incorrectly. So intentionally, because the I stands for you, the individual. And so what we're doing is we like to have a creative path for business to be bent around the owner and not the other way around. Too many times we get into business wanting to have these goals, personal goals and things like that, and we end up working for the business. I remember my uncle actually mortgaged his house to keep people employed and everything. And that's a story that's very common in business. And we want to make sure that everyone knows that they can actually mold the business to shape those personal goals they had when they started it. So
That's
we've got a
awesome.
method to do that. Yeah.
That's awesome, Peter. Now you and I, we got a kind of a similar path. We've gone through some of the similar coaching platforms out there, and we've kind of joined forces now too. I think this starting with you is very important. We know that a lot of business coaches out there, they focus either, I think, one, too much on marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and too much on just some of the general business things that maybe don't need to be focused on. But you started with you. Why was that important?
Well, it's very important because psychology has shown us that we all have something that we need to do. And regardless of whether we do it or not, it's not going to go away. And matter of fact, over time, it becomes an actual catalyst for depressive chemicals in our brain, lack of dopamine, other stuff that happens. And so as we go as business owners and we think we want to spend more time with the family, that's why we started the business. Well, it starts to, for lack of a better term, rot our core when we don't do that, right? And so that stress starts to build up. It leads to bad behaviors, drinking more, all kinds of stuff, and we've seen it all over. That's why this class, as business owners, has higher alcohol addiction rates, higher drug addiction rates, and sadly enough, higher suicide rates and divorce rates. So if we start with ourselves and get that sorted, we'll be much better business owners and much better employers.
Yeah, I see it a lot. I see business owners tend to burn out. And I think one of the things, I know there's a great story you tell about one of the business owners that you coached about, how he was able to take a month off. And I've got a client right now that runs a decent sized law firm, and that's one of his biggest things right now. I just forced him to go take a vacation. It's like, get out of here for 4 days. We don't want to see you. But how do you think that this new system that you're working with can help eliminate that burnout that we see in business owners?
Well, because a couple of things, we contextualize things for business owners. So business owners, we're actually a sacrificial bunch, right? So we do want the big pie in the sky, and we want that, but en route to that, we sacrifice ourselves over and over, because it's hard to letting people go, and we take all those hits. But when you say, okay, it's okay to put yourself first, because you're actually going to grow the business faster, then that context puts the business owner in the right mood. And so we contextualize it with numbers. So essentially, everything we do is numbers. We load up and show the owner the valuation driving metrics that actually, if you're driving value, you're de-risking the business. So it doesn't matter whether you want to sell the business or not, you're de-risking it. And that provides a lot of relief. But the first thing we do is we show them, hey, they're not at their goals. And quite often they want those 4 weeks, like you mentioned, and they're only at 1%, 1 week. So they see that they're 25% of their goal. That bothers them and gets them to motivate to say, okay, I want to hit 100% of that goal. What do I do to need to get there? And that context really drives engagement very quickly.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I've said since I've been out, since we've been working together for a few months now. on some things that we're doing. And I go out and I talk to a lot of VCs, and a lot of VCs want some sort of business structure in, and we start talking about this. And I think one of the things that you said in the Catipult software, what it does is it allows business owners, like you said, to hit their goals faster. Now, do you think it's just they're hitting it faster because it's a psychological thing, or is it, have you gone ahead and put things together in a more logical order, in a more logical way for business to actually function?
Yeah, it's both. And so because the valuation driving metrics are ones that most people haven't seen, we begin to operate our business at what's called level 2 metrics, we call them. Those are the operational ones, and those are the ones that are cumbersome, how many calls you have to make a sale and that kind of stuff. When we show people that, hey, you can actually run your company off of core 6 metrics, or maybe even a few others that are unique to your industry, it automatically opens the possibility that, hey, I could save 50% of my management time. And so what we've seen is when business owners adopt this strategy, and then they align the company and work with people like you who actually take that and craft a business strategy around that, you can have the entire company aligned, marching towards a metric. And you don't have to have 2-day offsites, right? So it really saves a lot of time. And more importantly, the owner gets a lot of stress relief because they know what they're doing is the right thing. And that's the big issue owners have, and executive teams, is we like to build projects, but if half those projects are leading to nowhere and are not driving value, why do them? So we see a lot of times, as you know, Chris, people wipe out half the stuff that they're doing.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
It's awesome when they're like, holy smokes, I just saved so much time,
Yeah. So we only got about a minute left here, Peter. So if somebody's interested in, finding out more about the Catipult software and what it can do for them, how do they do that? Besides reaching out to me.
Well, I would say they reach out to you. So I would definitely say that if you want to learn more about the what we do at Catipult, the website's there, Catipult.ai. It gives you a lot of information on the program and everything on the software. But honestly, I would reach out to you, Chris, because you've got it going on.
Chris is a guy in Australia.
Oh, Michael, I'm so sorry. I saw no. My next call is Chris, and it just popped up here. So sorry. Yes, he is. Chris is the guy in Australia. That's all. You have to edit this out. But yeah, Michael, I would. It just popped up. Right, literally. Anyway. So that's great. Whoever you are, just go to this guy.
No, man, I appreciate it. Make sure if you want to go check this out. This is some really revolutionary stuff. This is why me and my partner Chris actually teamed up with Peter. Check them out at Catipult.ai, Catipult.ai. Go check us out at whiteboardsandwhiskey.com. That's WHITEBOARDSN, the letter N, whiskey, WHISKEY.com. So, Peter, thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon.
Hey, thank you. See you.
All right. Thanks for being with us today. You're listening to The Price of Business. Stay tuned for more right after this.
All right.